Hi students, now let us talk about ascorbic acid, which you all know is a water soluble vitamin. Here we are going to discuss about the role of vitamin C or ascorbic acid as a functional food. Ascorbic acid is of both natural and synthetic origin. It is synthesized by non-primates in liver and adrenal cortex from glucouronic acid. In humans, ascorbic acid is not synthesized and completely dependent on dietary sources. It is easily absorbed from the small intestines, peritoneum and subcutaneous tissues and passes into portal vein and then into general circulation. Vitamin C is stored in adrenal cortex, medulla, pituitary and liver up to optimum saturation level, and excess is excreted through urine. It has a pleasant, sharp acidic taste and is freely soluble in water. Can you tell me some important role of vitamin C in human body? Yes, ascorbic acid, which is also known as vitamin C, has many important role in the human body. It is essential for the synthesis of collagen, a protein that has many connective functions in the body. For synthesizing hormones, neurotransmitters, metabolism of certain amino acids and vitamins, ascorbic acid is required. It helps liver in the detoxification of toxic substances and acts as an antioxidant, reacting with histamine and peroxide for reducing inflammatory symptoms. Vitamin C or ascorbic acid has an important role in maintaining the health of an individual. We will now see the physical and chemical properties of such an important vitamin. Several structural elements contribute to the chemical behavior of ascorbic acid. They are structure of lactones, two enolic hydroxyl groups, a primary and secondary alcohol group. Antioxidant properties of vitamin C are motivated by enodiol structure, as enodiols are readily oxidized to diketones. Ascorbic acid forms two intermolecular hydrogen bonds which contributes to the stability and is stable in the enol form, but it is also rapidly interconverted to two unstable diketone tautomers. Activity of vitamin C is generally destroyed by heat treatment of food, especially when there are traces of metals such as copper, but it is resistant to freezing. Vitamin C is probably one of the most unstable water soluble vitamins. In nature, there are only L form of ascorbic acid and dihydroascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is well oxidized by air oxygen, especially in the presence of heavy metal ions such as copper, iron, etc. In the absence of oxygen, ascorbic acid can withstand heat up to 100 degree centigrade. Now have a look at the structure of vitamin C. Ascorbic acid, it exists as colorless or white or almost white crystals. It is odorless or almost odorless. It has a pleasant, sharp acidic taste. It is freely soluble in water and sparingly soluble in ethanol. It is practically insoluble in ether and chloroform. Ascorbic acid is active in many biological processes. It maintains prolyl hydroxylase in an active form by preserving its iron atom in the reduced F2 state, and it keeps collagen in a sufficiently hydroxylated form, preventing skin lesions and blood vessel fragility that are so prominent in scurvy. Ascorbic acid should be protected from light and be stored in a tightly closed non-metallic container. Now, let us learn about vitamin C rich foods. Can you list some foods rich in vitamin C and that is also available in your area? Yes, fruits are the only best sources. Fruits such as cantaloupe, citrus fruits and juices like orange, amla and grapefruit are good sources. In vegetable family, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, green and red peppers, spinach, cabbage, turnip greens and other leafy greens are good sources. Even some cereals and other foods and beverages are now fortified with vitamin C. Vitamin C can be preserved by cooking food at low temperatures and for a short time. This is not a myth. All citrus fruits are excellent sources of vitamin C. Many non-citrus fruits are highly rated source as well. Papaya, strawberries, pineapple, kiwi fruit and raspberries are also excellent sources of vitamin C, and sprouts prepared from pulses are also good sources. Herbs and spices can also be very helpful in boosting the vitamin C intake. One serving of parsley provides with over half of recommended daily amount of vitamin C. Many of the cruciferous vegetables are excellent sources of vitamin C. These foods have many potential benefits and are the focus of many of the recipes. Very good sources of vitamin C in the vegetable group include summer and winter squash, green beans and carrots. Students, now we have understood many fruits and vegetables which are locally available are good sources of vitamin C. But are we sure whether all of us are consuming sufficient quantity of these foods to meet the recommended dietary allowances? Now, let us see the recommended dietary allowance of vitamin C which is presented in the table, and from this table we can understand that the requirement is on an average 40 milligram per day. Almost all the age group, either be it man or women, their daily requirement is 40 milligram per day. Only women who are pregnant and lactating, they need vitamin C a little higher range, and infants require just 25 milligram per day. Other than that, even children, boys and girls of all age group require only 40 milligram of ascorbic acid per day, and this amount can be met by consuming freshly available fruits and vegetables which is available in that season. Now, let us learn about the functions of vitamin C. The important biological role of ascorbic acid is in oxidation reduction processes, blood coagulation, tissue regeneration, building steroid hormones, conversion of folic acid into tetrafolic acid and activation of many enzymes. It facilitates the functioning of central nervous system, endocrine glands, liver function and absorption of iron in the intestine and normalization of the capillary permeability. A blood cholesterol level is lowered by vitamin C, and thus it prevents the development of cardiovascular disease. Consequences of asthma like noisy breathing is reduced by vitamin C. Immune system is strengthened by vitamin C, and resistance to infectious diseases, especially flu, is increased. Vitamin C level decreases in white blood cells during various infections, exposure to radiation, drugs, alcohol intake, cigarette smoking, and thus reducing their potential activity. Ascorbic acid also cleanses the body from drugs, alcohol and tobacco smoke. Thus, students, we can conclude that by consuming the required amount of vitamin C, one can lead a healthy life. Next, we shall learn about how vitamin C performs numerous important cell functions. In cell functions, ascorbic acid acts as a non-specific reducing agent. For example, vitamin C reduces ferric ions to ferrous forms to form the water soluble iron ascorbate chelate which increases absorption. Iron absorption is thus increased by vitamin C by reducing ferric ions in ferritin to ferrous forms by facilitating its release into plasma for absorption and utilization. Conversion of folic acid to folinic acid is regulated by vitamin C. Vitamin C reconverts methemoglobin to hemoglobin. 7-alpha hydroxylase enzyme is stimulated by vitamin C which increases the synthesis of bile acids from cholesterol. Also, the synthesis of immunoglobulin is enhanced and the phagocytic action of leukocytes is increased by vitamin C. In mesenchymal tissues like osteoid and dentine, vitamin C promotes deposition and maintenance of intracellular substances. Vitamin C is involved in oxidation of peptidyl glycine of peptide hormones to form the hormones vasopressin, oxytocin, gastrin, cholecystokinin and calcitonin. Ascorbic acid acts as a good antioxidant and hence spares vitamin A, E and some B complex vitamins from oxidation. Hyaluronidase hyaluronic acid system is inhibited by vitamin C and therefore the architecture of soft tissues is preserved. Next is the role of vitamin C in collagen synthesis. You all know collagen is very essential in the body and this collagen is synthesized in the body with the help of vitamin C. Different types of proteins are present in the human body and collagen is also a protein. This collagen, it is present in all parts of the body. Example, it is present in the skin, bones, blood vessels, eye, heart, etc. Collagen fibers, they are very much essential for maintenance of bone and blood vessels and in wound healing. Collagen is made up of polypeptide chains composed of basically two amino acids, the glycine and hydroxyproline. These two amino acids alternate with one another in the presence of other amino acids and they are coiled in a left-handed helix structure. These helical strands are twisted around one another like strands of a rope to form a complete molecule. This three-dimensional structure formed with glycine and proline are the precursor of collagen called procollagen. Here, vitamin C is essential for the formation of polypeptide chains of procollagen. During the conversion, a hydroxyl group is substituted for a hydrogen atom in the proline residues in the polypeptide chains. These hydroxylation reactions are catalyzed by prolyl 4-hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase and vitamin C induces these reactions. Students, did you understand how collagen is synthesized and how vitamin C is essential for the formation of polypeptide chains of procollagen? Let us now go to the next function of vitamin C which acts in hydroxylation reactions. Hydroxylation of dopamine to norepinephrine during the synthesis of catecholamine occurs in adrenergic neurons and chromaffin cells of adrenal medulla which is catalyzed by copper containing enzyme dopamine beta hydroxylase. In the liver, the formation of carnitine is from lysine hydroxylation by gamma butyrobetaine pathway. Hydroxylation of tryptophan to form 5-hydroxytryptophan is essential for the biosynthesis of serotonin in adrenal cortex. Hydroxylation of steroids. In tyrosine metabolism, vitamin C acts as a cofactor for the enzyme p-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate hydroxylase. It maintains folic acid levels by preventing oxidation of tetrahydrofolate. L-ascorbic acid acts as an electron donor and donates electrons directly to cytochrome C. Also, electrons are transported from substances like NADH, phenolic amino acids, glutathione and flavoproteins. Next, we will try to understand about how vitamin C prevents some lifestyle diseases like cardiovascular disease, blood pressure and cancer. First, we will see how vitamin C prevents heart disease. Many research findings reveal that vitamin C does not directly lower cholesterol level or decrease the risk of heart attack, but it protects arteries from damage. Also, studies suggest that vitamin C, which acts as an antioxidant, slow down the progression of atherosclerosis, prevent damage to LDL cholesterol, preventing the formation of plaque in the arteries, which causes heart attack or stroke. Also, studies suggest that vitamin C helps keep arteries flexible. People whose vitamin C intake is low are more prone to have a heart attack, stroke and peripheral artery disease due to atherosclerosis. Next, we will see how vitamin C controls high blood pressure. People whose intake of foods are rich in antioxidants along with high intake of vitamin C have lower risk of high blood pressure when compared to people whose diet is poor in antioxidant rich foods. The DASH diet, which is recommended for preventing high blood pressure, includes generous amount of fruits and vegetables which are good sources of antioxidants. Intake of vitamin C along with conventional blood pressure lowering medications lowers systolic blood pressure but does not have an effect on diastolic pressure. Next, we will see vitamin C and cancer. Population based studies reveal that eating foods rich in vitamin C is associated with lower incidence of cancer in skin, cervical, dysplasia, breast cancer and other cancers. Some studies also report that if vitamin C intake is increased through fruits and vegetables, it may reduce the risk of cancer, but vitamin C supplement does not reduce the risk for cancer. Now, we are going to learn about an important function of vitamin C, that is its role as an antioxidant. One of the very important roles of vitamin C is its antioxidant activity. Due to various environmental factors like ultraviolet stress, invasion by pathogens and shortage of oxygen, ROS or reactive oxygen species is generated. Due to cellular reactions and action by enzymes like lipoxygenase, peroxidase, etc., hydrogen peroxide and superoxide are produced. ROS formation is prevented by low molecular weight antioxidants like vitamin C, glutathione and tocopherols. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant as it scavenges ROS and reactive nitrogen species. Antioxidant power of vitamin E is also increased by vitamin C as it helps to regenerate alpha tocopherol from alpha tocopheryl radical. Functions of protein and adhesion molecules are altered by ROS and it depletes cellular ATP, which affects the cytoskeleton cell. In these circumstances, vitamin C acts as an antioxidant in plasma and within cells and scavenges ROS and also acts as a cofactor for enzymes which are involved in the synthesis of collagen, neurotransmitters and carnitine, thus strengthening the tissue. Consumption of lead through water and other sources increase blood pressure in elderly. Consumption of vitamin C through diet reduces hypertension by acting as an antioxidant. When cancer patients undergo chemotherapy, dead cells are produced by the process of oxidation of cells. Vitamin C regenerates the dead cells by its antioxidant effect. Toxins accumulated in the body are eliminated by vitamin C, preventing cancer. Vitamin C, by its antibacterial effect, inhibits Helicobacter bacteria, which causes intestinal cancer. Next, we will see about the deficiency of vitamin C and the lesions caused due to it. Now, let us see what are the clinical manifestations of vitamin C deficiency. The lesions and clinical manifestations of scurvy are more commonly present at two peaks ages in early childhood and the very aged. In early childhood, tendency to bleed is the symptom of scurvy due to the deficiency of intercellular cement, which holds together the cells of capillary endothelium. There may be hemorrhages in the skin, mucous membranes, gums, muscles, joints and underneath the periosteum. Skeletal lesions is more pronounced in growing children. The most prominent changes in the deranged formation of osteoid matrix and not deranged mineralization. Due to vitamin C deficiency, the laying down of osteoid matrix by osteoblasts is poor and results in failure of resorption of cartilage. Delayed wound healing is due to the deranged collagen synthesis, poor preservation and maturation of fibroblast, localization of infections in the wounds. Anemia is due to the hemorrhage interference with formation of folic acid or deranged iron metabolism. Anemia is most often either normocytic or normochromic type. Lesions in teeth and gums is dentin development is interfered. The gums are soft and swollen and may bleed readily and get infected commonly. Skin rash is due to hypokeratotic and follicular rash may occur in scurvy. Hence, to conclude, we should understand that vitamin C, which is not synthesized in human body, has to be provided through intake of fresh fruits and vegetables, as it performs numerous functions in the human body. Providing the vitamin C as per the RD requirement will help for maintaining a healthy body. After learning about the role and functions of vitamin C, we shall learn about limonene, classified as a cyclic terpene, is a colorless liquid. The D-isomer of limonene has the strong flavor of oranges and it gets its name from lemon. The rind of lemon and other citrus fruits has considerable amounts of this compound. Limonene is a chiral molecule and citrus fruits contain D-limonene. Have a look at the structure of limonene. Yes, this structure is a monocyclic monoterpene and it appears to be formed by the union of two isoprene molecules. The structure of limonene can be chemically altered, that is by oxidation to yield alcohol, aldehydes, ketones or acids, or reduction and isomerization, which result in the formation of varieties of simple terpenes or metabolites of the essential oils. The melting point of limonene is minus 95.2 degree and boiling point is 176 degrees centigrade. Hence, it is liquid at room temperature. D-limonene is a combustible liquid. Limonene is water insoluble and lighter than water. It is biosynthesized from geranyl pyrophosphate via cyclization of aryl carbocation. The major component of oil extracted from citrus rind is D-limonene. During citrus juice extraction, when the juice is extracted, oil is expelled out of the rind and it is separated from the juice to recover certain flavor and fragrance compounds. Through juicing process, food grade D-limonene is extracted, and by peel steam extraction process, technical grade D-limonene is removed. D-limonene is the main constituent for odor in citrus plants and fruits. Next is the use of limonene in food, medicines and cosmetic products. It is used in food manufacturing and some medicines, and it is common in cosmetic products. It is used as a flavoring to protect the bitter taste of alkaloids. In perfumery, aftershave lotions and bath products, it is used as a fragrance. In medicine, D-limonene is used to relieve gastroesophageal reflux disease and heartburn. Limonene also has anti-stress and sedative properties. Limonene is also finding increased use as a solvent for filament fused 3D printing. Printers can print the plastic of choice for the model, but erect supports and binders from HAPS, a polystyrene plastic that is easily soluble in limonene. Limonene is an adenosine agonist, which may explain its anti-stress and sedative properties and may be useful as part of a breath screening test for liver failure or as a method for assessing liver function after transplantation. Do you have any idea about the health effects of limonene? It is a health compound improving digestion, and it improves indigestion, acid reflux and sluggish bowel. It clears cholesterol sludge, hence it clears fat and prevents stone formation in gallbladder. It detoxifies enzymes in liver, controls anxiety and hence used as a natural sleep aid. It reduces appetite, improves metabolism and therefore assists in weight management. It also prevents breast cancer. Limonene and the products obtained by oxidation are skin and respiratory irritants, and limonene 1,2 oxide is a skin sensitizer. Researchers with patients having dermatitis showed that 3% of them were sensitive to limonene. D-limonene, naturally present in lemon and orange peels, is an oil nutrient called terpene. It has potent antioxidant, anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory properties and also helps in weight management. It has antibacterial, antifungal properties and improves the bowel movements. Other than the health effects, it also acts as a solvent for cleaning purposes like removal of oil from machine parts, and also it acts as a botanical insecticide. As limonene is combustible, it is now being considered as a biofuel. Next, let us look into the functions of limonene. Researchers have found that 1000 mg per day or alternate days has a beneficial impact on reflux. The sludge built up in the gallbladder is dissolved by D-limonene and thus reduce this problem as its source. D-limonene activates liver to detox enzymes that are responsible for clearing toxins. The important effect is its ability to clear fat sludge throughout the body. It also dissolves cholesterol gallstones. D-limonene is active in the lymphatic system where fat soluble sludge accumulates and cause plumbing problems. D-limonene has a mild appetite suppressing effect which reduces food intake. It helps lower cholesterol, other blood lipid, prevents fat accumulation and fatty liver, and hence improves insulin resistance. D-limonene is an activator of adenosine A receptor on cell membranes, which triggers the activity within the cell. These receptors are important for the functioning of nervous system. The lack of activation is associated with anxiety, insomnia, and impaired dopamine transmission. Therefore, different doses of D-limonene have a potential anti-anxiety effect. The basic nutritional value of D-limonene, lack of toxicity, and its powerful mode of operation make it a unique nutrient for preventing breast cancer. The D-limonene, a highly fat soluble, readily accumulates in fatty tissue like in breast cancer. Once it is in position, it fortifies healthy NF-kappa B function, which is a useful tool for promoting breast tissue health. Now we shall learn about the safety level of D-limonene, or how much D-limonene should be taken. D-limonene, which is quickly absorbed by the human digestive system, and so an oral dose of 1600 milligram in humans was cleared within 48 hours. A specially prepared lemonade containing 500 milligram dose was cleared within 24 hours. A single dose of D-limonene has biological activity that lasts for 12 to 24 hours. A single dose of 20 gram of D-limonene in healthy man had no toxic effects. Even higher dosage of D-limonene is considered safe for human consumption with no toxicity to the liver or kidneys. Now we can conclude by recapturing about limonene. Yes, we know limonene is a chemical found in the peels of citrus fruits and in other plants. It is used to make medicines. High doses have been shown to cause renal cancer, and it is considered as a biofuel, and it is increasingly being used as a solvent for cleaning purposes, such as the removal of oil from machine parts, and it is also produced as a renewable source. D-limonene is biodegradable, but due to its low flash point, it must be treated as hazardous waste for disposal.